A number of Democratic candidates running in competitive districts have expressed their concerns to the Biden campaign and the White House in the days following President Joe Biden's poor performance in the debate. They are concerned that if Biden remains at the top of the ticket, the party's goal of regaining control of the House of Representatives from the GOP could be jeopardized as well. According to multiple sources familiar with the discussions, Democratic lawmakers believe that Biden could reduce voter turnout, which is crucial in several important races and could hurt their chances in the November elections. Representative Jared Brilliant, who addresses a to a great extent provincial locale in Maine that 2 times upheld previous President Donald Trump, expressed in a commentary on Tuesday that he anticipates that Trump should win in November and that he's okay with that. In a similar vein, Washington State Representative Marie Gluesenkamp Perez acknowledged that she was of the opinion that Biden would lose, but she refrained from calling for his withdrawal from the race. Around 50 million Americans tuned in and watched that discussion. For about 5 very painful minutes, I was one of them. We as a whole saw what we saw. You can't fix that, and reality, I think, is that Biden will lose to best. I know that is troublesome. However, I think the harm has been finished by that discussion, Gluesenkamp Perez told CNN member KATU when inquired as to whether Biden ought to stay in the race. The pressure is on Democrats in the most difficult general election contests. One Democratic lawmaker who was aware of the conversations told CNN that the frontline workers are not hesitant to express their feelings to the campaign. They claim that if they have to run with Joe Biden, they will lose. According to CNN's Casey Hunt, Representative Ann Kuster, who represents a contested swing seat in New Hampshire, has communicated with both the White House and the Biden campaign regarding concerns regarding the president's well-being that are affecting House races, particularly those in difficult districts. To answer our constituents' interests, we want to show that the president is fit for the gig, however for the mission, Kuster said. Because Joe Biden has always acted in the nation's best interest, I anticipate that this will be resolved. Additionally, that Democrats will support the ticket in unison. Another House Democrat from a state with deep blues said on Wednesday to CNN that the last 24 hours have been different. A slew of messages from delegates and regular Democratic voters all said the same thing. The last 24 hours have felt different. The president is someone I admire and love, but it's time. A significant number of Democratic delegates and voters have expressed their desire for Biden to step down for the first time since his poor performance in the debate. Another Democratic legislator stated that they considered Biden's candidacy to be over. We are just waiting for the announcement. It will take some time for Biden to get there, but it is over. The legislator questioned whether Biden's upcoming interviews and events might alter this. It's about the information, they said, taking note of that it is deteriorating. Karine Jean-Pierre, a spokeswoman for the White House, opened her briefing on Tuesday by acknowledging the concerns and stating, "The president did not have a great night." She went on to say that Biden is aware that he is not a young man and that his focus will be on maintaining results for the people of the United States. The president has spoken personally with multiple elected officials on the Hill and across the battlegrounds since the debate, stated Lauren Hitt, spokesperson for the Biden campaign. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee's chair, Representative Susan DelBene, declared, "The stakes are incredibly high this election, for all of us. That has not changed since the previous week." She emphasized the choice between moderate Republicans and Democrats who want to govern responsibly. leftists face a difficult task to hold control of the Senate. Expecting to get only a couple of seats, contingent upon the official race result, to flip control. The House, which is dominated by Republicans by a slim margin, is a different story. With 17 GOP lawmakers elected from Biden-supporting districts in 2020. Another Democrat who was in touch with the Biden campaign emphasized how crucial it was to flip the House as a last line of defense against a Trump presidency. The campaign's response has been to remain calm until they can assess the damage and determine a course of action. According to a Democratic lawmaker who spoke with CNN, the Biden campaign has heard a lot of concern from strong supporters across the country but has asked for time to process and digest incoming polling data and to map out a strategy going forward. The president has everyone's support as his campaign works to assess the damage. However, not all Democrats are willing to wait. On Tuesday, Texas Representative Lloyd Doggett became the first Democratic incumbent to call on Vice President Joe Biden to withdraw from the presidential race. On Wednesday, during a phone call with Democratic House leadership, some high-ranking Democrats stated that Biden should step down. While others expressed concerns regarding the potential uproar he might cause. The call was led by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who heard from a lot of different lawmakers. Jeffries effectively heard from several members that they want him to tell Biden that it's time to step down. Jeffries is in a listening mode, gathering perspectives from his colleagues. But he did not share his current assessment of the best course of action for Biden's re-election campaign. Biden's performance in his sit-down interview with ABC News and on the campaign trail in Wisconsin is awaited by many House Democrats. After the weekend, it is anticipated that the House Democratic caucus will reach an inflection point. Officials have likewise been encouraging the mission to have Biden hold more occasions and media meetings to demonstrate his capacity briefly term. Benny Thompson and Representative Gregory Meeks both suggested that Biden should engage with the public more. Biden will attend a campaign event on Friday, give an interview to ABC News, and hold a news conference next week at the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. House Democratic leaders have publicly supported Biden while focusing on regaining control of the House. House popularity-based pioneer Hakeem Jeffries told journalists, "We will win the House in November," when gotten some information about Biden's presentation after the discussion. Sources told CNN that Biden called Jeffries and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on Wednesday for the first time since the debate. The day after the discussion, Jeffries and previous President Barack Obama held a pledge drive for the House Majority Rule Crusade arm in New York, raising $3 million. On Wednesday, the Biden campaign also sent an email to the chiefs of staff of House Democrats, highlighting their $127 million fundraising haul and the results of recent polls. The number, Representative Pete Aguilar, the third Democrat in the House, acknowledged Biden's difficult debate night but emphasized his dedication to attempting to flip the House. Reps. Seasoned Democrats Nancy Pelosi and Jim Clyburn also voiced their opinions, with Clyburn supporting Biden but stating that he would back Vice President Kamala Harris even if Biden were not on the ticket. Pelosi said it was a genuine inquiry to pose to whether Biden's discussion execution was an episode or a condition. Pelosi noted blended reactions to the discussion from her organization, with some communicating relentless help for Biden and others scrutinizing the selection cycle. Joe Biden will have to decide, she added. There have been